Good morning. This is Eric. I would like to start with a brief reading. This is by Donna Falls. I breathe in all that is, awareness expanding to take everything in, as if my heart beats the world into being. From the unnamed vastness beneath the mind, I breathe my way to wholeness and healing, inhalation, exhalation, each breath a yes and a letting go, a journey and a coming home. So to begin, just taking a few deep breaths, inhaling fully, holding the breath for a couple seconds at the end of the inhale, exhaling through the mouth, inhaling through the nose, holding for a couple seconds, exhale through the mouth, and do a couple more breaths in this manner. And as we move into practice for the next few minutes, we kind of set the tone by recognizing that simply allowing whatever to be here without resistance is the essence of this practice. Being in this moment with whatever is here as it is, relating to it with openness, with kindness, with curiosity. So we begin to just notice this present moment through sound. You can close your eyes if you'd like to reduce distraction. And first noticing the bell. And noticing other sounds in the room or in your body. No need to name them or analyze them. Just noticing them at a kind of a sensation level. And then noticing the whole body, especially this outside of the body, the skin, noticing temperature or pressure, sensations on the surface of the body. Noticing the feet contacting the floor, the sensations there. Noticing the sensations of the sits bones, the buttocks contacting the cushion. Noticing the hands touching one another or the legs or the lap. And then coming into the breath body now, just noticing the sensation of the in and out breath in the upper body, sensing into the belly, the ribs, the chest, the shoulders, as the body expands and contracts with each inhale and each exhale. Just riding the waves of sensations of the breath in the upper body. And just pausing for a moment and inviting the whole body from the head down through the chest, the belly, the hips, the legs, the feet to soften, soothe, relax. Just resting. Soften, soothe, relax. And then dropping the attention into the belly, noticing the rise and fall of the belly with the breath now. Just resting. The body is soft and relaxed. Face, jaw, neck, shoulders, arms, hands, back, hips, chest, belly, thighs, knees, calf, shins, ankles, feet, toes. And then we'll just close with a few words of kindness towards ourselves and the wider world. And just allow these words to settle in your mind and your body and your heart. May I be happy and joyful in this moment. May I be healthy in mind, healthy in body, healthy in spirit. May I experience inner peace and outer peace. May I be free from suffering and free from the causes of suffering. Extending this wish for all beings. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings be free from the systems that support suffering. Going back into the breath, body, into the belly. Feeling into the belly. And taking a few deep breaths now, wiggling the toes and the fingers. And as you open your eyes, kind of maintaining a peripheral vision, avoiding the mind immediately going into identifying objects in the space around you, but kind of that open, spacious awareness to be inclusive of all objects, all life. Thank you.
Good morning and welcome. And Eric, thank you for that meditation. I am so relaxed. I'm ready to go to sleep. Probably not what you guys want to hear right now. Welcome. We are back from 1 month of rejuvenation, resting, just taking care of self, making sure that we have what it takes to take on this church year. We've tended to ourselves, and it's good to be back with each other. For those of you who are joining us now, I am Rev Gy, minister at the Unitarian Universalist Community Church. Our physical building is on Shaver Road in Portage. And currently, obviously, we are still meeting online. And while we have been looking into going back in person, who knows what the future holds. Let me ask you, how are you doing? How are you coping with these news that just keep coming. You know, personally, what I thought, and this just goes to tell you how good my thoughts are or what they're worth. What I thought was that by this time we would be in a different place. That by this time we would really be engaging, returning to a more connected, physically connected life. We would be definitely having some clear vision, or much clearer vision of what tomorrow holds. I really thought that by September we would be back in our physical building, and I don't know. I don't know that that is true. We have also put together a task force, a COVID task force, whose charge was to gauge the levels of COVID in the community, gauge the possibilities of returning to our physical building. And also, this task force put together a survey that we sent out to the congregation to gauge where we are at, our willingness to return and our comfort to returning to in-person services. And now, today, I'm thinking it is all lovely that we have surveyed ourselves. We should have surveyed COVID, because it is one thing what we want. Of course, we want what we want when we want it. And then reality is what reality is. So I would like to begin this talk by introducing to you, each year we pick a theme for the church year. Last year it was revolution, and then for each month we picked a sub theme, and each talk that we gave was focusing on the larger theme as well as the sub theme. We had a clear agenda of the topics that we talked about. And this year we also picked a theme, and the overall theme is weaving the tapestry of life. And then there are, of course, sub-themes that we have selected. And for August, it's preparation. And under preparation, the sub-themes that we intend to focus on are communication, listening, willingness, and perseverance. I think really a more honest, overarching theme for this year is also resilience. There's my cat, my very talkative cat, because welcome to the Church of the Holy Living Room. And cats do what they do. We did put the dogs outside. I'm sure you all know my dogs by now, but there's the talkative cat who's also deaf, so she has no idea she's talking. Okay, all right. So resilience. Resilience is, I think, the more I think about the place we are at this moment in time, as individuals, as families, as churches, communities, and as humanity, is resilience. And it's not really just humanity, all of life form. How are we going to adapt to the never-ending changes? How are we going to cope with this new landscape of life? And it takes resilience. And personally, I sense tiredness. Now, of course, I'm sure it also is connected to those of you who know me know that I have had recently another major surgery, and I'm recovering quite well, slower than I would like to, but quite well. And I'm grateful that I could have this surgery, and I'm sure it adds to my sense of tiredness. But then there is this overarching anxiety that collectively we feel, individually and collectively. And anxiety usually is a collective experience. You know, you've all heard and may have even seen herds of cows that are calmly grazing, and then one cow gets freaked out, and then they're all freaked out, and then they start running, stampeding. And so while anxiety is a collective experience and affects the collective, so does calm. So how do we build resilience that we can be the calm presence that brings down anxiety in the system? And I sense tiredness. Personally, I would prefer to just be able to get used to one thing at a time. And then once I'm used to this and I feel like I got this, I can cope with this, I can move on to the next thing. But that's not how it seems to be. We don't get to vote on how many changes we face, how often. So all we get to do is work on this one, build up resilience so we may persevere, so we may be able to cope and stay sane, calm, collected, and bring that to the collective community as well. Let that be our contribution. Here is what I'm thinking. I am thinking that this is that proverbial universal 2x4 that is hitting us again individually and collectively. And I think that we are called to balance. There is the Western way of living, and then there is this Eastern way of living. And here is the Western way of living. There's a problem. We're figuring out the solution. We got this. We have the solution. We're implementing this. We are successful. We're moving on. We got this. We're in charge. We're in control. Now, notice how you feel. What's happening inside your body when you even hear that? And then there is the Eastern way of being, which focuses more on the quality of beingness, on noticing. This is what has come up. How am I in the presence of this? What is coming up for me in the presence of this? I have no need to call it good or call it bad. I am just noticing. I am getting understanding. And I am allowing this internal understanding, this noticing, this centering to inform my next step. I do not know what my next step is going to be. The moment I know what my next step is going to be, I am going to take it easily, kindly, and effortlessly. My guiding light is to stay connected to self, stay connected to my small community, stay connected to my large community. I understand that integration and inclusivity is the way. I understand that I am not an island. I understand that your actions affect me, my actions affect you. What sort of actions do I wish to take, knowing that it is not just affecting me, it is affecting you? Now contrast these two worldviews. We got this, we have a plan, we know what to do. This is the American way, we win, we're successful. With a quality of beingness, where we understand that we're all connected, where we understand that we either get healthy together or we remain sick together. Let me repeat that. We either get healthy together or we stay sick together. And even that needn't be good or bad. There's just a clear understanding that whichever path we choose carries its own consequences. Consequences that we may like, we may not like, and it is going to be the base of our reality. We either get healthy together or we stay sick together. I believe that we are called to balance our way of being, our way of acting, showing up, the being and the doing. I believe that we are called to balance our instinct to individualism with the reality of our connectedness. That we are one as humanity, one as a life, and that this individualistic way of being might not be serving us anymore. We are called to balance reality with our tendency to make up stories, live in a world where we tell ourselves this is possible, but in fact it's so divorced from reality that it ends up hurting us, and what hurts us hurts all of us. I believe that we are called to look at all aspects of our lives and bring it to balance. I believe that we are called to balance our spiritual nature with our physical nature. And the way I think of spirituality, and there are different definitions, mine is the recognition, the realization that we are all connected, all of us, all forms of life. That's not just humanity. That we are all connected in a way that is greater than us. There is something greater than us, and within that, we are all connected. And that at the root of it all, there is love and compassion. And I believe that we are called to balance our aspiration, our ambitions with love and compassion, in this knowing that we are all connected and there is something that is greater than all of us, the ground of being. And I think this is that proverbial 2x4, the wake-up call. To pay attention to that, focus in on that, so we may live a life that is fulfilling, joyful, hopeful, healed, caring. It has the potential for future generations as well. And we have a clear choice of going through these days that are uncertain. I mean, it's uncertain. We'll live through this with maximum anxiety, or find a place of peace and balance and centeredness. Meet the day with peace, balance, and a centering. Because what's coming at us, it's coming at us anyway. So we might as well be sane. And for that, we must be balanced. We must build resilience. And we have to show up for this work. We have to show up for it regardless of our age, our gender, our position in society. If we have a pulse, this is our work. It is part of this tapestry of life. What do we wish this tapestry to look like? Crazy, full of anxiety, or connected, calm, balanced? Either way, we understand that uncertainty is the name of the game. How do we wish to be in the face of uncertainty? First of all, I am no longer telling myself that I know how it's going to be. I am getting comfortable with the I don't know, and I'll make it okay. I don't know. I do not know that we're coming back in person in September. I do not know that we're coming back in person in October. I do not know that we're not coming back. I do not know that Delta is the last variation of this virus, or there's a Gamma, Kappa, Omega. I do not know. I do know that we're interconnected. I do know that we either heal together or we stay sick together. So in your big or small way, encourage people to take the vaccine. In big or small way, stay calm, stay connected, knowing that calm is also contagious, just like anxiety. In our big or small ways, let us stay connected, kind, loving, compassionate, building resilience, so whatever life throws at us, we can handle it, perhaps even with a smile, with joy, knowing that we can do more together than we can do alone. Here's to balance. Here's to stay connected with reality, with each other, with love and compassion. What a beautiful journey we are on together. And so it is.